Hey everyone, it's Pat from Pat's Have Music, and I'm really excited to show you today a bit of a string tone test. Which strings do you prefer the sound of? You can also download just the audio if you want to check that out, because there is a bit of compression on YouTube, remember? But we're going to be using the Faith Blood Moon guitar. We're checking out the standard strings that it came with, along with the Ernie Ball Earthwood series, hopefully that comes up there, as well as the Paradigm new strings from Ernie Ball, which I'm really excited to check out. Can't wait to check them out. So we're going to dive on in. I'm going to show you some different melodies, some different sort of chord voicing, some open strings, and I'm going to use each of the 3 different sets of strings. And I'm not going to tell you which is which, so it's going to be a blind test, so it's up to you. Which one do you like the sound of? Do you prefer A, B, or C? So what I would suggest you do is, let's say there's going to be 5 different tests. I reckon if you have a pad of paper or open up like a Word document, write down numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then just write down which sound you prefer, A, B, or C, each different string type. And then at the end, I'll tell you which one A was, which one B was, and which one C was. But enough yakking, let's get straight into it. So great job you made to the end of the video, the end of this sort of blind hearing sort of test. Now you would have heard 5 different types of clips, melodies, and sort of chord progressions, and I played them 3 different times with 3 different sets of strings. You had A, B, or C. Hopefully you wrote your answers down or you typed them down, but I'm about to give you the answers now. Now don't write them down in the comment section because that'll spoil it for somebody else, but every time you heard a melody or a chord progression the first time, it was the really old and lifeless strings that came with the guitar. So guitar itself sounded amazing when it was, you know, fresh out of the box, but these strings I played to hell. I played with in the sunshine. They were really dead and lifeless. So they were the stock standard guitar strings that came with the guitar. Now the second clip, so as soon as you would hear any melody or chord progression the second time, so B was the Earthwood series of strings. Now immediately you hear more clarity, more depth, even more volume because they're fresh strings, and that's just the tone of this sort of bronze set. Really, really like the sound, and immediately just the volume, depth, and clarity on the strings is really, you can really tell. Go back, download the audio in the description below so you won't get any compression, or just drag back and check out the clips again. Every second clip, you'll go from the standard sort of lifeless old strings to the Earthwood series. Now that means C of every clip, or the third time you heard every chord progression or melody, was the Paradigm set of strings. Now already I was impressed with the Earthwood series, again for the punch and clarity, overall volume, depth to the notes. But the Paradigm, again, just took it up to the next level, just took it that one step further. You can really tell when I'm sort of strumming along in a lot of sort of chords, it sort of bloomed, or the notes blossomed a bit more, I felt, than the Earthwood series. But what did you think? Could you tell the difference? Was it so compressed, or were you listening to it on your phone that you couldn't quite sort of hear a big difference? Maybe you could only hear a little bit of difference in like the treble side of things. You couldn't get that full bass response. So highly recommend, again, downloading the audio file that's linked in the description. Listen to it with proper headphones or your proper sort of speakers or monitors. You'll hear a massive difference. But blown away. Now I did this sort of video because I thought, okay, do they sound different? Do they feel different? And ultimately the video was actually fun for me to do as well, because now I've decided, well, hey, if these strings are gonna last twice to 3 or 4 times as long as normal strings, and they sound to me a little bit louder, punchier, then I'm going to go with these strings. So these are now my everyday sort of acoustic strings. So I'll be getting these on all of my acoustics. But what did you think? Did you prefer one over the other? Which acoustic strings do you use? Has watching this video sort of given you an idea that maybe you should try out a few different new types of strings that maybe you haven't used before? I know sometimes as guitarists we get stuck in a rut and we use the same brand and same type of strings for years and years and years. It's cool to just branch out and try different things. Let me know what you think below in the comment section, and I'll see you again very, very soon. Thanks for making it to the end of the video. Bye.